Well, listen, we are ready to get this party started and going. And so, again, the title of tonight for your notes, if you're gonna, I recommend you all take notes. Okay, you know, you got to always put yourself in a position to receive. Always, you never know who's gonna say that one thing that you need to give you that push, to give you that extra jolt so that you can go on and take your business truly to a whole nother level. That's for sure. And so when you come in an environment like this, come with the spirit of expectation. Okay, because whatever you're looking for obviously is looking for you. You've heard that before, but you got to have a spirit of expectation. When you are expecting something, you prepare. Okay. And for those of you who are serious about building your business, I know you came here prepared. So get your pen, get your paper. For those of you who still are analog and take notes, I recommend that. For you digital folks, okay, go ahead, pull out whatever device you have so you can type it or whatever in that too. But make sure that you come away with something here today, because they have categories that they're going to discuss that we all are, but we're also going to flow too. And so you want to be able to catch those nuggets when they are delivered and when they are dropped. All right. And so tonight we're going to kick off part one of the building blocks, And so when you think about, obviously having the 9-month-old that I do, I have a lot of building blocks in my house. So my son actually inspired this today. He has the little soft ones that I stack up, and he sits back and he lets me stack them, only to wait in the cut and go and knock them down once I get it all stacked up and pretty. And it just reminded me so much of how life and how like the business is at times. You do the work, stacking, arranging, moving, grooving, doing your thing, and then all of a sudden life happens and knocks everything down. But you don't throw a tantrum. You don't throw a tantrum because it's expected, right? You don't throw a tantrum. You go ahead and you just rebuild. You just do the work. You just build. You take the blocks, whatever it is. And sometimes the block you're working with may be a little damaged. It may be a little chipped because it fell. It may not be the whole piece again like it was when you originally started, but it's still able to do what it is that you need to do. Maybe you need to patch it up. Maybe you need to do a little repair, get some super glue, do something so that you can piece it back together. But at the end of the day, even if it's destroyed completely and shattered totally, if you build it the first time, you know how to rebuild that block so that you can use it again. And that's the power of being connected to people who know the way, show the way, and go the way. And so our whole philosophy here with this organization is to turn followers into leaders and leaders into agents of change. And the best way to do that is to inspire and encourage you to build the best business and the most important business that you're ever going to build. And that's you incorporated. It's not just your It Works business, because the business and the work that we do is simple. When you hear everybody share about what we do, it's simple. The biggest, most challenging part that you're going to have to build above and beyond anything else is right here, your mind. And if you get your mind right, then your heart is going to get right. And if your mind and your heart are in alignment, then everything is going to flow. When it's God, it flows. When it's man, it's forced. And so when you're building and you're using your blocks, if something happens to one, if you practice the principle once and you apply it once, you can use it again as well. And so tonight we're going to dive into the first block that we're going to discuss, and Brandy Jackson is going to take the lead on that. And so she's going to come on and she's going to share the first block, which is mindset. Brandy, I've seen your videos. We've invested some time together. You came here to Houston a couple of times, and I love your spirit. I love your energy. I love the fact that you are a woman of wisdom and of principle as well. You are serious about what you do, and I truly, truly admire that in you, and I love it. And so I know for a fact you got something to share with the folks today in regards to mindset. And so if I interject every now and then, I'm going to do so as the Spirit leads me, just in case there's something you say that everybody needs to hear again. But we're going to just flow. So let's kick this off, take a few minutes here and just share what's on your heart and what you got prepared here in regards to mindset. Whatever it is your mind is set to is what's going to happen for you. And so go ahead and take it away.
Okay, so can you guys hear me loud and clear?
Yes.
Okay, so first of all, again, thank you for having me on. Truth be told, I've been actually moving all day. So I'm really going to be actually flowing, right? So what's coming to my mind right now as it pertains when you ask me to speak about mindset, it comes naturally for me because I've been really studying this for several years now. But mindset has to start with one's belief and as well as one's awareness. Okay. In order to have the right mindset, a lot of people want to know, as far as social sharing and network marketing, including myself, we want to know who it is that we need to follow, who it is, what did they do? We're always trying to find that secret ingredient to get the results that he or she have obtained. And I remember very clearly, Mr. Wilkins he told me, he said, Brandy, you're looking for a singular moment in time. He said, you're looking for this singular thing that a particular network marketer did to become, infamous, famous, and rich. He said, Brandy, but it is an accumulation of things that they did over time. And I just heard you say it is repetition. And we know that success is the repetition. Repetition is the motherhood of success, right? But in order to have the right type of repetition, we first have to, number one, you all need to write this down. The mindset is being in the number one, the right environment, right? In the beginning of the year, Mr. Wilkins told us as a group collectively to manufacture a vision environment. And when I went to their house and I visited, I was in total wow. Not only did they tell us to do it, but their entire house is a vision environment. Everything that they want to see, everything that they want to be, right? They see it on a daily basis. By their coffee, they have an entire area where there's coffee, where they make their coffee. Ladies and gentlemen, they have the home. Ms. Wilkins has her dream car. She has her car, her truck. Everything is there. So mindset is being in an environment which is conducive to the end product. And that's what I saw when I went to their house. So number one, mindset is environment, right? Number two, in order to have the correct mindset, we have to be in the proper awareness. Now, some of us say we want to be 100 VIP. Some of us say that we want to be, leaders in this amazing company. But in order to do all of those things, it's predicated on awareness. Are you aware of your current mindset? Are you aware that what you're doing may or may not be productive? As Mr. Wilkins said, he said, if it's not money, and I'm going to be referring to him, right? But he said, if it's not money making, Miss Jackson, he said, I'm not, he said, I don't want to do it. He said, it's not making me money. And I said, so what do you mean? I was asking him certain tips. He said, that's not money producing. So I had to reevaluate and reassess my current mindset by awareness. Now, what is awareness? Awareness is your knowledge or perception of a situation or fact. Like I said in the beginning, there is no one way to be successful. When I started in this business, I got two more points. When I started in this business, I studied Mr. Wilkins and Miss Wilkins, and I studied them even before I started. I didn't even know I was going to work here. I planted a seed. And I said, just let me, I said, give me every video you have. I was in another company. I said, I want you all as successful and I need to know what I'm doing wrong, okay? I needed a paradigm shift, but I was in the wrong environment. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're the smartest person in your group, you got the wrong group of friends. And in that particular environment that I was in, I was the only one that was talking and speaking of substance. See, substance, people just talking means nothing, but it has to have substance. So I asked Mr. Wilkins I said, send me your cash out. He didn't have cash out. So I got Miss Wilkins' pay. I got Portia, Miss P. I got her cash out. And I said, listen, go out and have lunch on me because this is a wealth of knowledge that I can't pay you enough for this. Okay. It will take several months later for me to be position in the company with this dynamic couple. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So I studied them. And in the beginning, they came on looked like they came on every night. They were partnered, team working, tag teaming. I say, good God Almighty, they're coming on every night. And so here's the secret sauce: consistency. Mindset is being consistent, having the right environment, and being aware. What are your flaws? Do you have a goal? See, some of us don't have a goal. We're just talking. And then when we do say our goal, we're not making changes, right? Because we're still in the same environment and we have not had a paradigm shift. What is a paradigm? It's a set of behaviors that need to be changed, right? From childhood, I was told that money didn't grow on trees. So now I get over here, I think that money is hard. Money does grow on trees, by the way, right? Okay. I had these mindsets that were passed down generation to generation, where I thought that if I asked people to do something for me, it felt like I was begging them. So that kept me stagnant in my business until a couple of months ago, right? And then I want to tell you, using your word. Mindset is using your words properly, okay? Your words create. And it says, by faith, I understand that the universe was created by a word. Now, some of you all that don't read the word, just know this: whatever gives you light. And for me, the word of God is the light of my life. You understand what I'm saying? So my word will create my business. If I say that people won't buy from me, if I say there's nobody in my town, if I say it's just dead on my friends list, that's what I'm going to get, because I'm creating from my word, right? And then I want to say imagination and your emotions. What are you imaging that comes from your vision environment? He said, I will give you the desires of your heart. So if you can image a desire, you won't have creation, right? And then your emotions. How are your emotions set up? Does anytime somebody make you mad, do you pop off? Do you let somebody's actions dictate your reaction? You are human, but guess what? You have the opportunity to do what? Back and check yourself. Because in order to be successful and have the right mindset, you're gonna be offended. It says you cannot avoid being offended. But what we gotta do in this type of environment, right, is we have to do what? Change the way we look at things. A lemon can be a weapon, it can make lemonade, or it can be an exercise, right? You can use it for exercise. You choose how you use your lemons. Back to you, Ms. Wilkins.
Listen here, sister. Listen here. Listen right here, right now. I'm taking notes in the Bifyln group here in the comments there. So I got some good stuff there on mindset, but you said a mouthful on mindset. And a couple of things that I want to point out here is in regards to your words. And that for me is so critical and it's so important, because they truly do create your world. And we're talking about how to build the best and most important business you will ever build. And that is you incorporated. And if you want to build you the right way, you got to say the right things first and foremost about yourself. Come on, somebody. The reason why it's hard for you to believe and receive and speak the affirmations about your business is because of how you feel about you. So some of you need to dial it back a second and shift your focus to what you're saying about yourself. It may make you uncomfortable. A lot of you will be uncomfortable saying positive, encouraging, and affirming things to yourself, but it is critical for you setting your mind to the right thing. When was the last time you gave you a compliment? Huh? When was the last time you told yourself, okay, that you are awesome? When was the last time you said to you, man, you're gorgeous. Man, you're handsome. Girl, look at you. Look at how you looking today. You better keep on looking that way and then look some more. Like, when was the last time you actually said that to yourself? With your bonnet on and your hair wrapped, right? You ain't even brushed your teeth yet, but you cute. Like, when was the last time that you affirmed yourself? Because the way that it is from a psychological perspective, for every negative word that you've heard about yourself, you got to hear something positive 17 times to negate just one. Some of you grew up in environments where every day, all day, you were told you weren't good enough, smart enough, cute enough, whatever. You were not enough. Whatever that enough is, you just weren't it. You were being told that by other people. So you have literally decades of blocks that have kept you from climbing to that next level because you have not done the work to say the right words to change what your mind is set to so that you can get over those blocks and get to the next level. So your assignment for tonight, for your mindset, is to talk to you. Your assignment is to talk to you, to create a sentence, a paragraph, a page of words that are inspiring and uplifting to you. You know what moves you. You know what excites you. That's your homework for tonight. Make that paragraph, make that list, and begin to speak that to yourself every single day. Because if you build you, then you will have what you need to go and build the business. That's your mindset. Okay, so the second one, thank you, Brandy. She kicked this off strong. Okay, we're going to pivot here and we're going to head on over to Miss Courtney and we're going to talk about social media here. Okay, one of the things that I like to say about social media and you building you and all of that is that a lot of times a lot of people suffer from what's called imposter syndrome. My husband is like crazy right now about this chick named Thug Rose. She's an MMA fighter. She just won this championship fighting MMA. And so she's very thin. She looks very passive, but she's an animal. Chick is a beast, right? She does not look nor act like she should be a mixed martial arts champion. And so she suffers from what's called imposter syndrome. So when she gets in the ring, she has to tell herself, I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm the best. She has to set her mind to the right thing. Otherwise, she's going to get kicked in the head. Okay. And so some of y'all get blocked and unfollowed and you lose your mind. This chick getting blows to the chin. But but she has what's called imposter syndrome. And when you're building something on social media, I say that to say, when you are building something on social media, there's your online persona and then there's your real life persona. We know that 99.99% of the stuff that goes on in your life does not make it online, and it should, right? You need to have something to yourself. But for some of you, there's a disconnect between what you have said to yourself and what you believe about yourself, which is why mindset is important, compared to what you post on social media. Because you're posting on social media, join my business, it's awesome, it's incredible, my team is moving and grooving, we're doing incredible things, and you're not congruent because you know you're working towards there, you're not there yet. And the people around you don't understand what affirmations look like. So you got to get past that mental hump of doing what's required so that you can attract who you need to attract if you're going to build online, and knowing that even though you may not be there yet, if you do the work, you'll get there. And so Courtney has done phenomenal with building her business on social media. She masters in that, and that's how she's started her business. That's how she's always built her business. And so Courtney, I'm gonna have you come on and share your piece about social media, share some tips, some business building activities, whatever it is that you feel led to share here. But I think it's important for people to understand how mindset and social media, how they go hand in hand, and how that helps you with your day-to-day.
Okay, so my first tip I wanted to share about building your business from social media is to show up every single day. You know, if you're not showing up, I like to say, you know, if you're not showing up, if you're not talking about your business, if you're not talking about your products, then your store is closed. You know, yes, we all are here to be able to help people, but at the end of the day, we also want to make money from this. You know, so if you're not talking about your products, your business, whatever, your store is closed. You can't go to the mall and purchase a shirt if it's closed, right? So you have to think that same way about your business. That's very, very important. So for me, showing up on social media, it could just be talking about your day. It could be talking about your children. It could be really anything, that really doesn't even have anything to do with it works. And the reason for that being is you want people to know who you are. You are not a robot. You are not a machine. You are a person. And when people come to your page, they should know who you are. That is how you build your following. Your following should be genuine because people genuinely like your character. Yes, of course, it's social media. They're going to follow you or befriend you on Facebook because they like what you post. But they could like your content all day long. If they don't like you, they gonna unfriend and block you so fast. I live in a small town in Georgia, and one of the ways that I tried to talk myself out of this opportunity was by saying, I live in this little town, nobody's gonna buy anything, I've never sold anything. And I had a call scheduled with my enroller for like later that day or something. And when she was calling, I said to myself, you know what? The Lord didn't give me the spirit of fear. And with this opportunity, I have nothing to lose. So I went for it. I said yes, haven't looked back. I have no regrets either. Like I said earlier, I learn every day. We have a platform, thankfully, that we have plenty of leaders, that we can go and look to see what they're doing. Because sometimes, the brain could get a little dry. It get a little dry. And we have plenty of people, that we can get ideas and tips from, right? So my second thing is, don't be afraid to ask people. Ask people to post a product, ask people to post about the opportunity, or just ask people, period. Like, hey girl, do you know anybody who drinks coffee and wants to lose weight? That's one of the ways when I bring in new distributors, I have them make a list of right off the top of your head, who do you know wants to lose weight? Who do you know has children and wants to be at home? Who do you know struggles with paying childcare? Who do you know that struggles with paying a car note? Those type of things, because those are the type of people that are going to be hungry. You can get people to enroll all day long, but do they really want it? Do they want it? Do they have a strong enough why to actually get up and show up for their business every single day? And that leads me to say, if you're not posting, you're not asking. You're not asking. I said the other day, I can't remember what kind of Zoom we were on or something, but I was like, yeah, you can post all day long and get 2 comments on your post. It might be 2 people to post on your post. And now you have 15 in your inbox because for some reason people may be ashamed. So if they're not afraid to jump in your inbox, why are you afraid to jump in theirs? They're going to ask you. When we got the stimulus checks, Fashion Nova was texting people going, it's the stimmy for me. They was already counting our pockets. So if that type of multi-million-dollar company can do that, who am I to be ashamed? Who am I to be afraid to open my mouth and speak about my business? The older people like to say a closed mouth doesn't get fed. And that is so true, especially in what we do. We're in the social sharing network. So if we're not sharing, we ain't working. So I have a note here. It says, we talk about planting seeds and sowing things. And for us, sowing is posting, it's asking, it's presenting, especially since last year, everything shut down and we couldn't go outside like we used to. Recently, I was asked to come and do something at a business, and it was so exciting. If you can do some belly to belly now, that's cool. It does not have to be a lot of people. It was 2 women there, 2. They literally bought everything that I had. I don't even have any products right now. I don't have no products right now. They bought it. So I'm waiting on my stuff, but that's okay because I had it to share.
Let me ask you a question real quick.
Mm-hmm.
When you said you when to share at the business, how was that set up? How did you get that opportunity?
They, to be honest, a lady inboxed me that morning asking me about a whole nother product that a whole nother company had. And I was honest and told her, I was like, I know what you're talking about, but nope, I don't know anybody personally that has that. But you do know I have a whole business over here. And she was like, oh yeah, that's right, that's right. So, we chatted a little bit and she was like, well, can you come to the store? And I was like, absolutely. And I just took my things just to show her and the other lady what the options were. They wound up getting everything that I had. So, I could have answered her inbox like, no, ma'am, I don't know anybody that has that, but I'll find out. It's plenty of people that will probably do that. But babe, I got a business over here. I'm gonna open my mouth about my business. I'm not gonna send you nowhere else. And I know my stuff work better anyway. Confidence.
Two snaps in a circle.
So yes. Another note that I have here is do not let your circumstances determine your dreams. Don't let anybody talk you out of working your business, and they've never had a business. They've never done what you've done. So why would you listen to them? That's like me asking somebody, hey, how do I get to Waco, Texas? And they've never been there. How are they going to tell me the route? They don't know. You have to believe in yourself. You have to have confidence in your business. Another thing is know your products, because you don't want to have somebody asking you and you have to be like, oh girl, I don't know, let me go find out. Sometimes, but know your stuff. Simple. Know your stuff. And another thing that's very important to me is it's a lot of people doing what we do, whether it's in this company or in another company. And if people can't come to your page, or if they can't look at your stories and see that you own a business, guess what? Tomorrow they're going to go and they're going to sign up with somebody that probably lives next door to you that's doing it work. So you know what they're going to tell you? Girl, I didn't know that you did that. I've seen it happen so many times. So please do not be afraid to open your mouth about your business.
I love it.
I
She guilty. That is amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Courtney. That was awesome. Awesome. Listen, man, didn't she drop some nuggets? How about closed mouths don't get fed? Ain't that the truth? Now, somebody DM me asking me about a product. Listen, I've been in network marketing a very long time, but I do not know of any other product that exists except for the one that is paying me. Hello. That is it. Girl, I don't know. But what I do know is, but that is incredible how that works, right? But has she not been in position? Has she not, communicated and responded to the message and all of that? She wouldn't have had the opportunity to go from online to offline. Social media, you can be social in public now, okay? Person to person, belly to belly, that's a form of media. Media is about exposure. It's about getting your messages to the masses. Meet them online, take it offline. I think I saw in the chat, Pam post about going to different salons and places and asking them if you could pop up. We call it post up where I'm from. But yeah, you could pop up and say, hey, listen, I know you have a lot of clients here. We have beauty products, we have skincare products, we have health and wellness products as well. I would love to offer samples to your guests while they're in. You got a captive audience. When somebody is getting their hair done, they're not going nowhere until they get out their chair. Do you understand? So while they're getting their hair done, they could be wearing a wrap. Come on, somebody. Walk out there snatched and slayed at the same time. Come on, y'all. Like, you got to be able, you got to work it. You have to work this thing. And so if you know people, even if you don't, there's salons where you live, go out there. Fellas, head on over to those barbershops. And get the word out to everybody. Whether you want to lead with the beverages that we have, whether it's the keto products or the skin and brew or whatever, men rap too. It's hot outside. You want to wear your wife beater, your tank top? say, bro, you got a roll back there. Let me help y'all with a little rap. I mean, you know, I'd be like, man, I want my chest to be more defined. Put you go. I'm not gonna put the rap, but you go to the restroom and you go ahead, bro. You put the rap on yourself. Go ahead and wrap your chest. Right? Let me know what is working, what you got going on. So there are so many options out there for you to be able to just be social, whether you're doing it online or offline. Make sure that you're open and available for business, and that is just being open and available to communicate with people about what it is that you have to offer, because you never know who's gonna message you and ask you for a product that you do have, and if you don't know the product, you're not gonna know what to say. So awesome work, Courtney. Thank you so much for that. Now let's say when you get your mind together and you're out there being social, whether you're online or offline, now you got to really build, okay? And so it's easy to launch a business. It's easy to go buy the blocks and have a whole bunch of blocks, but to stack the blocks in the right order takes some rolling up of the sleeves. Okay, your knees gonna get ashy, your elbows are gonna get dirty, because you're gonna have to be grinding and crawling this thing out to really get your business to where it is that you want to be. And that's where the work comes in. When we're talking about prospecting, we're talking about presenting and following up. And so this woman is out here killing it when it comes to prospecting, presenting, and following up. And so Miss CEO Panya Dawson, come on to the line here and share what you have to share with everyone about those three things there. How you doing, sis?
I am great. I am great. First and foremost, thank you for allowing me to be on the platform with these amazing women on tonight. Guys, listen, when it comes to prospecting, presenting, and following up, prospecting for one, what does that mean? That means to look out for, to search, inspect, survey, to explore, to scout, and to seek, right? So that's what we're to be doing every single day. And one thing about prospecting that I learned many years ago is one thing, it goes back to the mindset, it goes back to the belief, but you got to make sure that you posture up when you're doing these things. You have to make sure that you believe and understand that you believe in what you're doing first and foremost, right? Goes back to the mindset, right? You have to understand and know that what you have, as Courtney said today, what you have is the most amazing product. Nothing out there is just as good as what we have. You have to know that and believe that, right? So if you know that our compensation plan is the bomb, we know that. So if you're prospecting LCs or if you're prospecting distributors, either way it go, you have to posture up when you're speaking to these people, right? To know that what you have truly works. And so many people talk about prospecting. You can think about somebody, right? Well, you know, I wish that person was on my team, or you know somebody that's good at what they're doing, but you're not approaching them. You're not talking to them. Well, that's not prospecting. It's not prospecting until you make that connect, right? And see, one thing that I do, I'm very bold about what I do. And I'll tell you, I want you on my team. It's just that serious. If you have someone that you know that have the qualities of what you want on your team that could be an asset or a benefit, you can go to them just like that. If it's someone you know, whether it's your hairdresser, your nail tech, right? Nobody is off limits. And that's one thing you got to understand with prospecting, nobody's off limits, because you don't know that that person that you don't think would want this would be that person that may be your superstar. Right? And I learned that the hard way, because another opportunity I was with, my pastor, I never asked him to join my business. I never did, but he saw the success I was having. And then one day when I did, he asked me, why you didn't come to me before? You didn't think I could do it? You didn't think I would be successful? My pastor. And he joined me, right? So you never know that that person you're looking at as being the one that doesn't want it, or the person that you're looking at that has the money, right? Or the statue. That could be the person, because usually the people that have money, they want more. So take that out the limits, take the limits off and reach out to everyone. Now you may say, okay, what are ways to prospect? One, old school, pick up the phone. That's a major way to prospect, right? Pick up the phone and make a call. As Mr. Wilkins talks about making your list, it still works, right? But when you get out to the point where you no longer can use your list or call them, social media, as Courtney talked about, that is a game changer. You have so many people, Facebook, you have 5,000 friends, you know, you have a list, you can add to your network. Guys, you can reach out to people, right? How else are you going to prospect? Referrals. We have customers, right? You can go to your customers and get referrals, whether it's be for the customers or for the business side. So there's various ways. Everybody knows about Host-to-Post now, right? That's like a lead generating tool. Everybody knows about that. It actually works. If you haven't done it, try it. I'm telling you, these are various aspects to get to the goal that you're trying to achieve. But prospecting is something we have to do whether we want to be successful with LCs or with our DTs, right? And so you're going to approach each customer or potential business partner with the idea that we're helping them to solve a problem. Because if we get that concept and we know that we're the answer to what they're looking for, that's the mindset we have to have. So many people are trying to lose weight. So many people are trying to get healthier. So many people in this pandemic learn they need to have a plan B, right? So we are the answer to what they're looking for. But if we never say anything or we never put ourselves out there, guess what? That question or what they're looking for is not answered. So go out tonight and say, I have something that someone needs. And if you put yourself in that predicament, guess what? You're going to get the yeses. You're going to get the customers. You're going to get the DTs, right? Okay, presenting. Guys, we're presenting. A lot of people get scared when it comes to doing a presentation, right? So let me tell you things that are working for me or that I teach people on my team that are scared because everybody does not want to do a presentation. I get it. So what I tell them, don't call it a presentation, call it a conversation, right? So if you just have someone that you want to talk to, guys, you can do, of course, you have the Zooms. I'm sure your leaders are doing opportunity calls. That's great. But you can do a one-on-one call yourself. You just simply get on the call, tell your story. Why did you join It Works? Why? Everybody has a different why. You had a reason why you said yes to your sponsor. Go back there. Go back there, right? Whether it was the products that helped you lose weight, whether it was the products that helped you feel better, feel amazing, gave you energy, or whether it was the fact that you wanted to join to make an extra $200 to $500 a month. Whatever it is, you tell them that. Let them know that you were scared. Let them know you were skeptic. Let them know you thought it was a scam at first. I did. 6 years ago, I tell people that I did, right? But let them know if you have a story where it's changing your life, open your mouth and let them know and hear the passion from you. Me personally, I love one-on-one calls. So you don't have to have, the presentations are great. You can do the PowerPoints and all that. I do it all because it works. You have various ways to get to a destination, right? So it doesn't matter how you get there, as long as you get there, correct? So what you can do is, like I said, you can do a one-on-one call, but like they talked about tonight, you being yourself. A comment, I always say, I'm a loud country girl from Millington. I don't know anybody else to be. So you being yourself is going to be the place or get that person to join you because they're not just joining the business, they're actually joining you. Right? So that will help you be a little bit more comfortable. Know something about the company, right? If you don't know nothing else, know the three things: debt-free, faith-based, family-owned. Know those three things and work that. Work that. You know, you don't have to know everything to get out there and do a presentation. Know your products. You don't have to know them all, but know the ones that you love. Know the ones that are working for you or your family member, or use a testimony. I don't have a weight loss testimony. Guys, I weigh 120 pounds. I'm not using anybody's weight loss anything, but I can share somebody's testimony. I can share a before and after. I can share one of my business partners. I can put that out there. So guys, doing a presentation, breathe. Everybody on this line can do it. Everybody can have a conversation, right? So that's the main thing when it comes to presenting. And that's something that has to happen. I know we depend on our sponsors so much to do it. And that's great to be able to depend on our sponsors. But guys, every one of us needs to learn how to do the presentation and know the compensation plan. Guys, the compensation plan is how we get paid. Now, I joined It Works. The products are amazing, but I joined to get paid. So guys, that means we have to know. If you don't know all of it, you don't have to know all 7. You don't have to know all of it, but at least know the first 3. If you know that, you can add on later on, but you got to know something to be able to tell, right? And the last thing is the follow-up. Guys, you always hear the fortune is in the follow-up. It is. It is. God, it genuinely is. Because here's the thing. You want to follow up so many times. You may say, well, I'm getting on that person's nerve. I don't want to keep reaching out. I don't want to keep, no. Because guess what? At that moment you're talking to that person, that may not be the right time for them. It just means not right now. But if you continue to check on them, you continue to follow up. When that right time comes, guess what? They're going to remember you. You want them to remember your name, not somebody else's name. You want them to know who you are, right? So if you keep going back to them, and you got to realize and understand, people forget. We genuinely forget. I know I do. I have so much going on. I'll forget. Yes, I'm going to get the product. I'm going to get it, but I may be at work when I see your post, right? I may be dealing with my children when I see your post. So in my mind, I want to get it, but I forget. But if you go back, guess what? You go back and you make it known, because at the end of the day, you want them to be your customer. You want them to be your DT. So it's our job to follow up. It's not their job to come to us. It's our job to go to them. And when you understand that and you get that, that's where you know the fortune is truly in the follow-up. If they don't tell me to take them off, if they don't tell me if they don't block me, guess what? You showed an interest in my post. You showed an interest, you commented. So that means something I said resonated with you. So until you tell me you block me, or until you tell me I'm just not interested, but guess what I'm going to leave you with? Even if you tell me you're not interested, you're still going to get my website. You're still going to get it, because I know eventually you're going to see something on my page. So guys, the fortune has been in the follow-up. And with all three of these things, it goes right back to what she talked about tonight, being consistent. This has to be a daily thing. You can't do it one day and expect it to work for you a month later, because when you're doing these things daily, you're planting seeds. The seed does not grow up. It may not sprout up instantly, right? It may not sprout up a week later. It may be a month later. It may be a couple of months later. But as long as you're out there every single day planting the seeds, you know you're going to get a harvest. So make sure every day we're out there prospecting. We're out there presenting, showing the business, showing our products, opening our business, showing up every day consistently, not just once a week, not just once a day, but consistently, right? We can post at a stoplight. I know I do. So there's ways to get everything in, right? And then following up. Because if you follow up, I guarantee if you do it enough time, what's going to happen? You're going to get that loyal customer. What's going to happen? You're going to get that DT. Back to you, Ms. Wilkins.
Ah, amazing. Thank you so much, CEO Panya Dotson. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. That was incredible. I took lots of notes and I put them in the comments on the live in our group on Facebook. One of the things when you were talking about presenting and how people are going to respond to what it is that you're saying, I heard a nugget and I wrote, and I want you guys to write this down for your notes as well. Don't run from the pushback. Lean into it. When somebody pushes back on what you're saying, oh, it's one of them, oh, da, 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 don't run away from it. Lean into it. When I'm prospecting someone and they be like, is this one of them things? Is this network marketing? You know what I say? Do you like network marketing? And if they say no, guess what I say? Oh, well, you're going to love this. And if they say, yeah, I like network marketing, great, you're going to love this. My response to them is the same, regardless of what their answer is, because you're going to love it regardless, right? If you don't like network marketing, you're going to love the products, right? If you do love network marketing, you're going to love the business, the products, and everything else. So there's always something that you could say to rebut their pushback and their rejection. So if somebody begins to push back, lean into it. Like, you know what? Yeah, I was skeptical too, just like you. I completely understand what you're thinking and how you feel. And if you just go ahead and call out whatever the issue is that they're saying that they have, what you do is you take their momentum and you take the fire out of it. So now they're not shooting you down anymore because, oh wait, you still felt that way and you still did it. Now you took back the power and you can control the conversation, that when you're prospecting as well as when you're presenting as well. For those of you who are afraid to share anything, those 3 things that she said in regards to the presentation, debt-free, faith-based, family-owned are great foundational blocks to build upon. Another great block is the tool that I created on our website, visioncarrier.com. If you can send somebody to a website to press play and watch a 5-8 minute video, then you can build this business, visioncarrier.com. Just send them that link. It talks about the product. It talks about the company. It talks about the vision. They get to see social proof. Everything that they need to make a decision and more is on there. And then you follow up with giving them product. Boom, they have everything that they need. And all you did was literally send them a link. You didn't have to raise a hand and do anything. You didn't have to say anything. You didn't have to do anything but share the information with them. And that's all you're doing, is you're sharing the information. You're having a conversation with people. Take it out of your head. I gotta go speak. I gotta go present. You just go have a conversation. I guarantee you, for those of you who are into the versus battles and stuff that are going on, like, I mean, I grew up on SWV and Escape. I did. I was talking to somebody, I don't even know. I was just having a conversation about it. They didn't even know versus existed. Now they're on there like catching up on everything. That's how it is. It's like, you don't go out to intentionally build the business. You just do it while you're out. You're just having a conversation with people and they're going to tell you what it is that you need. And to Panya's point, we have the answer to their problem. We are solutionists. That's it. We're solutionists. We have the solution to their problem. They just don't know it because you got to open your mouth to tell them. They got to know that you are available and you have it. Okay. So awesome work, Panya. Thank you so much. Got lots of nuggets on that. So now we're going to head on over here because we talked about your mindset, social media strategy, presenting, prospecting, and following up. The fortune is definitely in the follow-up. And sometimes you got to go make a fortune and then your fortune does the following up for you. You know, you got those people, you go make $1 million first and then I'll join you. Well, at that point in time, you're not even gonna have my number. So get back. But when you are building this business, male, female, it doesn't matter. You have a life that you live outside of this. For a lot of you, you build this business part-time. And so there's work, there's your family, there's your other social life and all the other things that you do. If you have children, you got to manage and juggle all of that. And so we're going to have Brandy Bright come on and talk about how to create that harmony, because one of the things that my husband and I always say is like balance does not exist. You're never going to, everything isn't going to always be equal at all times. Okay. But one thing you can do is create harmony. And I like to compare it to like a choir. So you have like a church choir or even just a regular choir. You have the altos, the sopranos, the tenors, and the bass. And if everybody is all singing the same song, even though they're in a different tune, it sounds beautiful. Right. And so it's when it's the altos turn to go throughout that song, like, you know, Mariah Carey, when she hit that high note that one time in the song, you don't mess with that. You leave, everybody else be quiet and you let them do what they do, right? And so it is with every other category in the choir as well. And so even though when it's each category of your life, when it's time for you to focus on that category, you give it the 100% that you have. So that means that maybe this other category may get 25%, okay? But because you got to give 75 to this other thing. But that's just temporary, because then you can flip it at some point in time as well. This is one of the most challenging things I believe for people, is creating that harmony in their life and in their family. Because when something comes up where there's opposition in the business and they got opposition in their personal life, the business is typically the first thing to go. And so Brandy, once you come on here, Brandy Bright, we got 2 Brandys on. Once you come on over here and share with everybody your experience, lens, and perspective, and just the wisdom you have in regards to creating harmony while building a business.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for having me on here. And wow, you ladies were powerful. I don't know how you're going to put me at the end and I got to go after all of them. My goodness, you guys brought down the house tonight. But you know what? Like Portia said, it is so important to find that work, family, life balance, right? If you go work a 9 to 5, you're doing that already, right? You come home to your kids, you have to find some balance. So this is just something you have to figure out with your family, how you want to make this work. One of my favorite things that Mike always says is this needs to be your greatest distraction. This should not be something that's stressing you out. This should be your distraction from the stresses of everyday life. If you work a 9 to 5, this is your distraction when your job gets crazy. When your kids are being crazy or things are going on, this should be what you come to as your hobby, as your fun place. This should be something you look forward to doing. And so if you're doing this right and you're leaning on the people on your team, your sidelines, everybody on here, you know, I love seeing everyone create these friendships and helping each other and all the things. Lean on each other. That's my first piece of advice. If something's going on in your life and you find yourself losing momentum and you're getting caught up in something and you're getting distracted, because we all feel that when it's coming on, we just don't like to admit it and we don't like to say it out loud. Find someone, an accountability partner. Doesn't have to be on your team, could be a sideline. Definitely don't ever want to go down. You always want to go up with anything that you have going on, but that's very important. Don't ever go down with anything you have going on, anything heavy. You always take it up to your upline or you take it sideways. If you go down, you're going to distract your downline, right? And you don't want to do that. But if you feel that coming on, life is getting crazy, maybe you're fighting with your spouse or your kids are crazy. That happens, you guys. That happens to all of us. So find someone that you're close with in the business that you can call and say, I'm feeling a certain kind of way, and they can help talk you through it. We all have those days. Everybody gets into arguments with their spouses. Mike and I are both Scorpios and we're both network marketers. Imagine what the arguments are like in our household. They are not fun. Okay. It happens to everybody. We all have it. Your kids, you're going to have days where your kids, they're your greatest blessings. But my goodness, I was on the phone with Miss Panya earlier today, and I gave her this analogy of what my day was like. And I want you to drop a 1 in the comment if you guys have ever had this day. You're sitting outside, you're at a barbecue, you're out by the pool, you're eating your food, and there's that gnat, that tiny little gnat that's in your nose, it's in your eyes, it's just going like this to you all day. That's what Anya was like today. All day. I love her dearly. She is the sweetest little girl ever, but she literally at one point was wrapping her arms and legs around my leg when I was walking today. She was like that gnat I couldn't get away from. So I had to take a pause, give her a little attention. Guys, the beauty of this is you get to work this on your schedule, on your terms, in the nooks and crannies of your day. So some of us like to go to bed early. This is a late call for me. If you're on my team, you know I don't schedule anything after 9 o'clock because I like to go to bed early, but I get up early. And so for me, it's having that balance of, okay, I know I'm going to shut down from the team. 9 o'clock, I put my phone in the other bed. I put my phone in the laundry room, in the bathroom. I don't know why that word wouldn't come to me. I put my phone in the bathroom, and Mike and I go upstairs and we'll like maybe watch an episode of our show or just talk or unwind. My phone is in another room, so I'm not distracted. Because I will get distracted. How many of you get distracted when you're trying to do something with your family and your phone's going off? Drop a 2 in the comments if that's you. So what do you do to get around that? You put it down. There's days where Mike and the kids will be out doing something and I'll have a couple kids here and I'm focused on the kids and he'll be like, why didn't you answer my text? I don't even know where my phone is because I'm taking that time to focus on my kids and not let my business distract me. Now, I'm then taking other times where my kids know I have back-to-back Zooms. Tonight was a night like that. I had a 6:30 Zoom, 6:30 to 7 o'clock Zoom. I had an 8 o'clock Zoom and I'm here on a 9 o'clock Zoom. So guess what? I normally do bedtime with Anya, but tonight Mike did bedtime with her. Mike got her all ready. He snuggled with her. He hung with her because mommy was working. Wednesday nights, I do a team training. Mike's not allowed to schedule any calls during that time. That is, so you have to find that balance with your spouse to work this business. One of the things I always hear from people is, oh, I have kids, or I can't do this, or I'm too busy at my job, or I don't have the time for that, but I'm always broke, or I'm miserable at my job. And right, yes, those people, my favorite one is when they tell me they have too many kids. So I'm too busy with my kids. Okay, sit down, because we have a blended family with 7 kids. Please don't tell me you're too busy with your kids. My life is crazy. We got multiple ex-wives and ex-husbands and kids in other states. But guess what? We have successful businesses here because we make it a priority and we talk together as a family to schedule out our days. So however, if you're an early riser, you're a night owl, I have people on my team that are night owls. Lean on the people on your team and lean on your family. Communicate with your family. Communication is the most important thing in any situation. In a marriage, in a team, in your household, with your kids. If you don't communicate, that's when things go bad. So my team knows if you need help after 9 o'clock, you better jump in that team chat and not text me because I won't be responding. But if I respond, it's a fluke. I was in the bathroom and I looked at my phone. So set those boundaries with your team. It's okay to set boundaries with your team. My team tells me all the time that I'm so available and I answer, quickly. And that is something that is important to me. But there's also those times where I set my phone down and I'm not responding. And so you have to do that or your family is going to get mad at you. If you're on your phone all day long like this and you're not paying attention to your family, they're going to get upset with you, right? But you guys, we have the beauty to be able to do that. One of the things that we always have to remind each other of in our household is if we've all had a bad month. Who, raise your hand, you've had a bad month in your job, you've had a bad month in network marketing, you've had a bad month in your side gig, whatever it is. You always have a bad month sometime in your life. But your worst month in network marketing, when you truly have freedom. I can't talk tonight. I told you, I don't function after 9 o'clock. So bear with me, guys. Your
great.
worst month in network marketing is better than your best month at a 9 to 5. And sometimes we need to remind ourselves of that and how blessed we truly are and what we truly have here. Because we literally get to write our own story. We get to choose how much we want to make. We get to choose when we want to work. If you have kids, sit on the floor and play with your kids and respond to some messages while you're playing with your kids. You don't get that luxury in a 9 to 5. Your kids get sick. I remember being a single mom. I worked a full-time job plus 3 to 4 part-time jobs. I still was broke. I was on food stamps, I was on WIC, and I had daycare vouchers. And I was a single mom taking care of these little kids. And you guys, my kids would get sick and I would have to call and get permission to stay home with them. Right? Like I got in trouble a few times. My 14-year-old, she grew up in the back of a hair salon when I used to manage hair salons. She was sick or had a snow day. I was hiding her in the stock room. She was going to work with me all day. Okay, what we have here, we have the beauty to write our own story and say yes to our kids. And so a couple things I want to point out. One, if you don't have a supportive spouse, I'm very, very sorry. And that does unfortunately happen. And that's where you really have to cast the vision for yourself if you're not getting it from them. And most of the time when you have an unsupportive spouse with a gig like this, once the money starts coming in and those paychecks coming in, that hubby that might be hemming and hawing at your side business, he's not going to do that anymore. So you have to stay true, keep building your business, and know that they will see the light, hopefully. If they don't, that's a whole nother conversation. So we're not even going to go there. But if you do have a supportive spouse, ask for help. Set the boundaries for your family. Ask for help. I am someone that's awful about asking for help. I don't know if it's because I'm a Scorpio or I was a single mom for so long, but I don't like to ask for help. And that was really a learning lesson for me with Mike. I now am not afraid to say, hey, I'm working. Can you please get Anya? Anya's asking for something. Normally I would jump off the couch and I would get it right away. Now I'm like, hey, can you get that? I've got to respond to these messages. Have that understanding with your spouse. And also know that this is not a sprint. You need to look at your businesses like a marathon. The world is fast-paced. We like instant gratification. That's why grocery stores have all that impulse buying and everything with technology is super quick. Everything happens right away. We like instant gratification. So it only makes sense we join this and we want to be making $5,000 the month we join. Okay, we have to set realistic goals and look at this is a marathon, not a sprint. You need to set your goals, and you should set goals not just with your spouse, but with your kids. Mike and I do that here. We set goals together yearly. We work on our goals then throughout the year, and we do yearly goal setting with our kids. Some of them roll their eyes at us and think it's the dumbest thing ever. And some of them really get into it. But as the ones that are rolling their eyes get older, it's been really cool to watch them get into it and set their own goals. So do that with your family. Include your family in the business if you can. Guys, who's seen those coffee videos that I was doing? I can't drink the keto coffee anymore because I can't have dairy right now. Doesn't mean I'm not posting about it. I'm just not doing any current videos making it. Who remembers those coffee videos where Anya would take over my video? No joke. That child would get she would get so excited to make my coffee with me and do the videos. She would like move me out of the way and get in the camera and be like, you need to buy this. Your kids will love this. The greens, she's eating the greens out of the package. Your kids will love this. You should buy this. So because I've included her, guys, I was doing a TikTok yesterday about, not about business, totally unrelated. She was drinking, not a network thing, just an electrolyte product thing she had. And she throws her water bottle in the video and says, you need to buy this for your kids. And I was like, oh no, that's not one of our products. Please get that out of our video. No. But she's so programmed to me, including her in what we do. So involve your family. Make it fun for them. Okay, so the last thing I want to read you, and this just talks about it, the mindset of everyone and your vision. And I want you to truly think about when you get frustrated or you get stuck or life gets in the way and life starts to shut you down, happens to all of us. I want you to remember this. People pray for the cake, and then the universe gives them the batter, the oil, the icing, the pan, and the oven, but they get frustrated and walk out of the kitchen. Let that sink in. Sometimes you have everything right in front of you. How bad do you want it? So you work a full-time job and you get off work. I'm getting all riled up. I'm sweating over here. You get off your full-time job and you're tired. And you're like, I don't want to do that business. Or your kids were crazy and they were like a gnat flying around at your face. You need to remember what I just read to you, and you have everything right in front of you. You have everything you need to be successful. You just need to decide how bad you want it and then go after it. All right, I'll send it back to you, Portia.
I love it. I'm typing this in the comments. Stay in the kitchen.
Stay in the kitchen.
Yes. That is it. Thank you so much, Brandy. I appreciate it. Awesome. Ladies, everybody was incredible tonight. Man, listen, when we talk about your mindset, social media, presenting, prospecting, following up, creating harmony in your family, and just doing the work that is required to win. Again, remember, I told you in the beginning, the most important business you're going to build is not it works. It's you. You got to work on you. If you work, then it will work, right? So go and do what is required to build yourself up. Make sure you are ODing on PD, overdosing on personal development. When I was coming up, this is when iPods first came out, and we had like just hours upon hours of personal development loaded onto it. We didn't listen to the TV. We didn't watch the TV. We didn't listen to the radio. We didn't listen to music. We didn't listen to any of that. All we listened to over and over and over was personal development. We went to sleep with our headphones connected to our ears over and over and over. Personal development going directly to our subconscious. Sub means below. Conscious is your mind. When you go below consciousness, when you go below the ability to overthink, the ability to question and to doubt, and to all those things, and it goes into your subconscious, man, that's where the real work happens. And so my recommendation for all of you is to get back in the trenches, on focus on building yourself. Get yourself built back up, and then everything that we talked about tonight will begin to fall into play. Get your family involved in building themselves up. Incorporate everything that you do in this business with everyone, and you'll notice how it's much easier for you to prospect, present, and follow up. It's going to be much easier for you to be social, whether online or offline. It's just going to make everything smoother for you as you go about your day if you focus on the right things. Make sure you are speaking those words. Remember, your assignment for tonight is to write yourself some affirmation. Is to write yourself a letter to yourself, a sentence, a paragraph, a sheet of whatever it is about you that you love so much. Affirm yourself. Because man, I'm telling you, the words life and death is created. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. You have what you say. Just imagine every time you speak something, a hand going out to go and grab it and bring it back to you. If you know that every single time you say something, it is actually going to be delivered to you, you will watch what you say. You will watch what you say. If a physical representation of whatever it is you just said shows up to you, you will watch what you say. We will be more conscious and cautious of the words that we use. It all comes down to that, okay? So it's 9:09 and it is my little man's bath time. So we're going to wrap this up tonight. This is part 1. There is going to be a part 2. The topics will be different. And so we'll see what the Lord leads us in regards to the topics, as well as who's going to be joining us. But if you enjoyed tonight and you enjoyed what you heard from the ladies and from everyone who participated in the chat, in the comments, on the group on Facebook, everything, leave us a message. Leave us a message. Send us a message on social media. Matter of fact, go leave a comment on the live, the video, the replay that is in the group right now on the Build It For Your Last Name group. I'm also going to put this video on YouTube as well. So leave us a comment. Let us know, what was your biggest takeaway? What was your biggest nugget? And we're going to build upon that, because remember, these are building blocks. We're going to take that feedback that you give us from the blocks that we shared, and we're going to build upon that for part 2. Okay. And so we got some incredible men in our organization as well, who have been able to go get out there and keep their blocks together too. And so you're going to hear from some of them as well next time. But thank you guys so much for joining on, for being here. Man, I love you guys so much. I appreciate you. Thanks again. Brandy 1, Brandy 2, Panya, Courtney, and every single one of you that joined on tonight. God bless you all. May God keep you, and may your businesses go to the moon. Bye, everybody. Good night.